today we are going to be discussing which NEL club Rin should have gone to. Now each character has their own perspective for which club would have been their best. Isagi's being the hardest, so PXG would have been the best choice for him because of Rin and Shido being a much harder competition than just Kaiser alone. Or Nagi going to FC Barcha because he really needs originality and purpose for football in this stage of his career. For Rin, we will be focusing on Isagi and Sei since he already has a well-defined football skill set and his mental aspect is the main thing he needs to fix, not his physical. If that even makes sense. Okay, let's get right to it. Fifth place is Manshine City. I know Manshine City is the best place for any player to physically improve, but Rin is already a really good player who is new gen 11 as he has won all his duels against Kaiser and understands his body and knows how to take care of his talent as he was shown doing yoga practices with Isagi. I mean, until Isagi intercepted it. But what are you doing, Isagi? But also get rather annoyed with Chris Prince because Chris Prince is, Chris Prince. So that wouldn't be his best cup of tea. Also, the whole Real Nagi crisis would burden him and Chigiri to carry the team. The only positive is that Rin could learn potentially a lethal weapon from Chris Prince if everything works out in the positive, if we forget the Chris Prince annoying the hell out of Rin thing. But judging from the canon story and Rin having created new shot types on his own throughout his time in PXG, I doubt Chris Prince would be necessary for Rin to evolve as a character. So, fourth place, Ubers. Now this team would give Rin all the support he needs except for one man being Barrow. The only challenge in this perfect team would be devouring Barrow. This would be too easy of a feat as Rin would use his meta vision to control the whole team with ease, and yes, he does have meta vision. When a meta vision user is using it subconsciously, even without the eye design, the field would appear like grids, like lines, whatever you want to call those things. But it was shown when Rin was trying to destroy Sei, visualizing if he was Sei Toshi how he would destroy Bluelock, and when he was trying to stop Sei's corner attack. It was also referenced by Isagi when they were talking about Isagi using metavision in chapter 205 or chapter 208. Isagi thought about Rin in the 4v4 game controlling the whole field like a god. Now there isn't much that would change for Rin as he made new shot types for himself, so Snuffy wouldn't need to teach Rin Goal Hunter, and he only taught Bao so he could work under Snuffy's image because Snuffy needed a striker. So the only thing that would change is Rin just having to devour Bao instead of Shido, which could pose a problem because Bao potentially being the shadow striker would mean that Rin would have to prepare for his unpredictable attacks that caught him off guard in the second selection and new training match. But by the time the bastard Munchen game came, I believe he would be able to devour him pretty easily. And the only reason I bring up his predator state that he used against Isagi is because Rin is just another Isagi to Bao, and he only didn't use it in Ubers because Isagi and Rin is not with him, so he had to adapt a whole new playstyle just to survive. Now next is third place, which is PXG. I know you're all wondering, how the hell did PXG make it this far up in the list? And now hear me out. There's like 4 to 5 good reasons, being one, he is most likely self-taught except for when Sei guided him before he left to La Real. So since Loki really isn't much in your business and only talks to the Bluelockers for post-game assessments, that should be fine with Rin. Speaking of Loki, he trashed Rin and his team in their third selection arc, so Rin would probably want to improve himself, and Loki, pun intended, hoping to outshine Loki and get his get back on him. And most importantly, in the panel where Rin and the whole PXG team was introduced to Loki as their master striker, Rin was shown to have an angry face or a pissed off face, showing that they're not on good terms and something needed to be resolved for sure. Actually, one more point before I make my final point is Loki making 2 systems for Rin and Shido thrive is such a relief to Rin, as if they could not tolerate each other, that would make Rin's life a bit more easy. But I'm pretty sure he would have been able to still destroy Shido, as in the Manshine game he scored a hat-trick, and there's no way in hell that you give Shido 15 minutes with his own system against the weak Nagi Crisis Manshine City team and doesn't score. So I believe Rin actually did get the chance to devour Shido with that free hat trick, and that is why Loki had to make a change, because Rin devouring Shido means that he couldn't get the best out of both of his strikers, with Rin just completely getting the hell out of Shido. Now we have to talk about the way Rin destroyed him. Rin destroyed him to the point where Shido only got a 5 million increase, which is the second worst destruction from a lockdown. The other one would be, I mean, it's the best one is obviously Rayo and Nagy doing nothing for 2 games to make them go down. But the third worst would have been Kunigami getting knocked down by RU, as RU only made that boy go up by 3 million. That is actually insane. But this isn't a RU and Kunigami video. This is a win video, so let's get back to that. And the last reason I want to have him there above Manshine and Ubers is Nanase. Being his teacher gave Rin some sense of purpose outside of football and added a nice layer to his character we can all appreciate, and showed his great perception on understanding others' talents as he realized Nanase was ambidextrous. Also, his final game against Isagi would get him fired up, as it would be the final NEL match in this scenario, because PXG versus Bastard Munchen is happening right now canonically. Now, the top 2 obviously had to be Bastard Munchen and Barcha, but which one comes second place? And it's going to be Bastard Munchen. Now, this was really hard for me to assess, but I put Bastard here because Ren would have the chance to devour Isagi and a new Gen 11 class level, the same class as his brother Seitoshi, at the same time. This would create havoc in Bastard Munchen, as it was already enough trouble without Ren. Now, since Noah is his coach, I believe he would have Grim subbed out for him, because no way is he wasting Ren's talent and not having him on the field, and Grim wouldn't be much use in this scenario. But I would keep Kunigami as the center forward, because Kunigami is a direct copy of Noah, and he would want to see if Kunigami can live up to the hype. And Rin is also a really better playmaker than Kunigami, so having him on the winger or midfielder position would have been the best move to go. Now, this would have made Rin evolve at an explosive rate compared to the previous clubs listed below, because he would have had card competition being Isagi and Kaiser, and all 3 of them, or at least just Isagi and Rin, because Kaiser doesn't really evolve, would be devouring each other constantly, which would make this team way more stronger. Maybe Kaiser evolves faster because Rin is also cooking him too, but first place had to be FC Barcha. Now, you all must be wondering why I think this, and it's partly because Rin I would have loved to personally see Rin try to save this team, but it's mainly because of Seitoshi. Now, Sei went to Spain to grow, and it was shown in the manga that he was depressed and everything when he came back. So he was definitely shown a rough trip when he went to Spain, for sure. And yeah, it would have been nice to see Rin enter his brother's shoes and see the environment that tore down his Oni-chan. And this would have also been the rival club to Seitoshi, so it meant that their El Clasicos would feed families, bro. I mean, look at the potential that's there. FC Barcha is about finding originality, and although his master striker would annoy the hell out of him being Lavino, the players to teach themselves would be right up Rin's alley. The last reason is because Seitoshi is Rin's biggest weakness right now, and the only reason he made Isagi his rival and not just devouring him like they were constantly doing beforehand is because Sei praised Isagi instead of him at the end of the game. So everything about Rin playing football still kind of revolves around Sei, even though he promised himself in like chapter 153 that he would play football to like grow and wouldn't like focus on Seitoshi. He was shown in the chapter 240 when he was talking to Nagi that it's still his biggest goal right now, and then he would just focus on the rest later by putting down people still. But like, I don't think he has a clear goal after beating Seitoshi. I think Seitoshi's like his biggest mountain, like Isagi was the biggest mountain to Nagi. Now, this wouldn't be much of a challenge for Rin to put down Isagi in this scenario, because Spain would be facing Germany first, and this is the weakest Bastard Munchen team, obviously, and Barcha nearly beat them with just Achira and Otoya. So if you add Rin, they're definitely winning. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Comment who is next in the comment section below. I also have Seitoshi planned for one of these videos because there was a comment about him, but I'm not ready to do it. I really want that video to be well done, well cooked, edited. But we're going to be talking about my favorite 5 moments in the Bluelock season 2 tryouts, not the U20 tryouts arc. So just comment your favorite moments in the tryouts arc to be featured in the video, because it's Bluelock season 2, baby. Stay hyped. Play my damn outro.